I'm Britt Fitzpatrick. I'm co-founder and CEO of MentorMe, and I'm excited to be here today to talk to you guys about how we're making mentoring matches that last. The person who inspired me to start MentorMe is Bethany. Bethany's 9, I'm her mentor, and we hang out once a week. Bethany is also among the 1 in 5 kids in the United States who live in poverty, which means she has a lot of obstacles ahead of her. But thankfully, because Bethany has a mentor, me, she's also more likely to graduate high school, and she's also more likely to go to college. And this isn't just great news for Bethany, this is great news for everyone sitting in this room, because in the United States, a student drops out of high school every 26 seconds. And this costs our economy upwards of $350 billion every year. And organizations feel this pain as well. There are 3 million kids in the US being mentored. Bethany and I are going into our 2nd school year together, and we're pumped. 4th grade is going to be awesome. But we're also really lucky because research shows that half of all matches between mentors and youth end within the first few months. These shortened matches do more harm to kids than no mentoring at all. So what this means is a kid is actually better off not having a mentor at all than they are having one who leaves too soon. And organizations are affected too. Again, 3 million kids being mentored in the United States right now. At $1,500 a pair, nonprofit organizations are spending $4.5 billion on mentoring. And don't forget that much of this is wasted on those matches that ultimately fall apart. Now, in order to work, mentoring requires 3 things. The right match, because that's where it all starts. The right management, because everybody needs that. And the right measurement, because you have to be able to identify what's working and what's not. The organizations with these mentoring programs want to help kids. The people that are funding these programs want to help kids. And the mentors who are participating in these programs want to help kids. Clearly, the problem here is not the desire to help kids. The problem is that before now, all of these processes have involved a lot of time and a lot of paperwork, which leads to not only inefficiencies, but also ineffectiveness. So the big question here is, how are we going to address all of these problems so that we can take mentoring from stressful to awesome? MentorMe is making it easier than ever before to connect mentors and mentees. Let's check out how it works. Mentoring USA is using MentorMe as the platform for their program. Madison decides that she wants to be a mentor with Mentoring USA, so she's going to sign up through MentorMe. And we're going to ask her for some basic information. Her name, her gender, an email address, and a password. Now from here, we're going to ask her some questions centered on key dimensions of compatibility. We're going to ask her about her preferences, her family background, her personality, and her interests, for example. We're going to use these responses and compare them to all of the mentees at Mentoring USA. And from here, we'll be able to identify the best matches for Madison. Now, once we've found these matches, we're going to send a match alert over to administrators who can log into their account, and the first thing they're going to see on the page is that match alert, alerting them that a new mentor has signed up for their program. They'll be able to click on that and see who that mentor is. In this case, it's Madison. Next to her is her top 3 matches with corresponding compatibility scores showing the degree of compatibility between Madison and all of these mentees. The administrator can also click on Madison's name and see an overview of her profile. She has a bio, and it also shows where she is in the process of signing up to be a mentor. From here, that administrator has the option to either accept a match or choose to rerun it through the system to identify a new match for Madison. Once the match is accepted, we're going to send Madison an email letting her know that she's been approved to become a mentor. She'll be able to click the link in that email, and she'll be able to set up her own account on MentorMe. Through this account, as she goes through the rest of the mentoring process, an interview, some training, a background check, she's going to be able to communicate back and forth with Mentoring USA. In case she has any questions, she can use our messaging system to email that administrator and receive a response immediately. Now, once she's ready to meet with her mentee, we'll give her a mobile app that she can use to check in, although she will not be checking in on any Grizzlies versus Thunder games this season. From there, she'll also be able to receive alerts when it's time to fill out her weekly reports to let Mentoring USA know how things are going. She can fill out and submit these reports directly from the mobile app. Now, the really cool part about this, the administrator has to do nothing. We send this data from the mentors directly over to the administrator through the dashboard. So gone are the days when you have to track down mentors to find out how things are going. Now you log into MentorMe, you head over to the dashboard, and you can click Print, Export, or Save. There are several benefits to our solution. First, we're saving everyone time, which means mentors can get mentoring more quickly, and administrators can spend less time behind a desk processing paperwork and more time out in the field recruiting mentors. We're also providing more accurate matches through our algorithm that has predictive capabilities to measure the highest degrees of compatibility between mentors and mentees. We're also making it easier than ever before for everyone to stay on the same page through our streamlined communications tools. And we're providing better metrics through our real-time tracking capabilities so that organizations can better demonstrate success to their funders. And last, but certainly not least, we're saving programs money. For every match we make that lasts, that's $1,500 that doesn't have to be reinvested into a new match. That's a big deal for these programs. We do have some competitors. Our primary competition is a product called MentorCore. It's a program evaluation tool for youth mentoring programs. Also, customer relationship management tools like Salesforce and database management tools like Microsoft Access. What differentiates us from these competitors is our use of intelligent matching to give you the best matches the first time. We provide a platform for mentors who are an important part of this solution as well. And also through our real-time tracking capabilities, programs can see in real time how things are going and demonstrate that success to their supporters and their funders. In order to scale quickly in this market, we've identified two key groups that we need to build partnerships with. First, foundations that fund youth mentoring programs and are looking to strengthen their grant making. And secondly, national systems comprised of individual chapters. For example, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Boys and Girls Clubs of America, Girls Inc. These are the types of programs that we'll be looking to build relationships with. And both of these groups will serve as channel partners to help roll out MentorMe to their affiliated programs. So far, we've only talked about the youth mentoring market. We've also identified opportunities in higher education through career services departments, and in the professional space through accelerators like Seed Hatchery, and also in corporate America, where 75% of Fortune 500 companies offer a formal mentoring program in the workplace. We are a software as a solution service sold directly to nonprofit mentoring programs. They pay on a sliding scale subscription model, and the price is the monthly fee that increases with the size of the program. It's based on the number of mentees in that particular program. While we were developing our pricing, we did some research, and we found that the most prestigious youth mentoring program in the country is paying its employees an average of $26,000 a year to do enrollment and matching. Even at our highest pricing tier, MentorMe is the more affordable option and actually provides services beyond enrollment and matching. The opportunity in this space is vast, and to illustrate that, let's just say we went after one national system, take Boys and Girls Clubs of America. And let's just say that we brought on one chapter a month, so 12 chapters. That should be doable, right? We did some research and we found that the average size of these chapters is 1,000 kids, which according to our pricing is $1,500. So $1,500 a month, that gives us $18,000 a year per club. Most of that, apply that by 12 clubs, and we have an annualized amount of $216,000 a year. That's not too shabby for 12 clubs. But let me tell you, there are 4,000 Boys and Girls Clubs chapters nationwide. And not only that, there are 5,000 programs around the country that are focused on youth mentoring. And these are not necessarily chapters. Some of these are large systems comprised themselves of hundreds or sometimes thousands of individual chapters. And please remember that there are still 15 million kids in the United States who are waiting right now to be matched with a mentor. And our hope is that by making mentoring work better for everyone, we can eventually decrease this number. And we have a great team to make it happen. I'm Britt Fitzpatrick, co-founder and CEO. I have a background in PR and communications. I have 4 years of experience working in nonprofits, and I've also been mentoring for 6 years. My co-founder is Sean Listner. He's a software developer by trade. He has experience in web, mobile, big data, and machine learning. He's developed enterprise-level solutions for companies like FedEx, and Sean builds it, and I sell it. We have a great team of advisors, including Austin Baker. He's the president of HRO Partners. It's an HR consultancy firm, so he brings connections into that professional mentoring market. But he also brings connections into the higher education mentoring market as the co-founder of the University of Memphis Mile Mentoring Program. It's one of the top 15 School of Business mentoring programs in the world. Jenny Coltnow, who you met earlier, is the current founding executive director of the Grizzlies Charitable Foundation. She has 13 years of experience in corporate social responsibility and sports philanthropy. And she has a wide network locally and nationally into the youth mentoring market. And finally, Emily Yellen is our customer experience consultant. She's a former journalist for the New York Times who now consults with companies across the country on social media, marketing, and customer service. And she's bringing that same service to MentorMe. In the last 90 days, we've validated our business model, we've completed our working prototype, we've begun the process of filing for a provisional patent for our algorithm, and we've kicked off a $15,000 crowdfunding campaign to match our Seed Hatchery investment. And I'm proud to tell you that we also have our first nonprofit program signed up for $9,000 a year, and we've already decreased their cost by 75% and increased their number of mentor signups through our process. And we've already tapped into the higher education mentoring market. We've secured 3 agreements with local colleges who have agreed to participate in our higher education pilot this fall. But what I'm really excited to tell you about are these relationships. We've developed 2 key strategic partnerships. First, with the Memphis Grizzlies Charitable Foundation. It's an internationally recognized foundation that funds programs in Memphis. They recently received the London-based Beyond Sport Award at the London Olympics. Mentoring USA is a New York-based umbrella organization for youth mentoring programs around the country. They have programs in states like Florida, Texas, and California. Both of these groups have agreed to serve as channel partners to roll out MentorMe to their affiliated programs. So what all this means is that in just 90 days, MentorMe has built relationships that will allow us to reach 4,000 mentoring matches. This is a huge accomplishment for a company that did not exist 90 days ago. Thank you. Thank you. So to keep this momentum going, we're asking for $350,000. And this will allow us to conduct our youth mentoring beta this summer. We'll add additional features like integration into other customer relationship management tools. We'll enter into the mobile space with our mobile application, which will be the first of its kind for the mentoring market. We'll also conduct our higher ed beta this fall and pursue our full patent. And then we'll do our launch at the National Mentoring Summit in January, which is the largest youth mentoring summit in the country. Since I've started speaking here today, 23 students have dropped out of high school. For this reason, youth mentoring has been on the rise in the United States for the past 15 years. I want the girl that I mentor, Bethany, to have the opportunity to graduate high school. I want her to have the opportunity to go to college. And then I want her to be able to go into whatever career she chooses. And I know that mentoring can help her get there at every step of the way. And I know this because I was Bethany. And I'm standing here today because I had mentors help me to get to this point in my life. And now I'm fulfilling my dream of founding MentorMe to make sure that everybody has that same opportunity. Thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions, you can find us at the after party. Thank you.